Nice. We are live on a Tuesday, 11/29, October 27th. What are we like? 20 minutes from election day? Oh my God, was there even an October? I don't think so. Literally, it, it went, it came, and it's gone. Absolutely incredible what's going on. The markets are on fire. Politics just fuel the markets. They fuel the volatility. And that's just goes really really goes hand in hand into the topic that I want to talk about today. Stelios in the house, yeah, that's right. I want to talk about how to have strong hands and how to have long freedom, because the politicians, and it doesn't matter which party, Republicans or Democrats, they no longer have a choice. There's no such thing as the fiscally conservative Republicans anymore. It's not possible. So literally, fiscally conservative is passing $6 trillion worth of stimulus, a number that is just you can't even process it. It's this. It's $100 bills stacked from the floor to the ceiling, the size of the biggest target that you've ever seen. Three of them. That's how much $6 trillion is. Picture the biggest Target or Walmart you've ever been to, and picture pallets of $100 bills from the floor to the ceiling, and now picture three of them. All right? So there's no such thing as a fiscally conservative Republican anymore, and that's what they passed. They all passed it. The Senate passed the bill to print that much money, and that's just it. The Democrats are going to print even more. They're just going to, but the narrative is bullish for Bitcoin, obviously. Whether it's fiscally conservative Republicans printing 6 trillion, or social leaning Democrats printing 15, 20 trillion, the narrative is the same. It's just printing an exorbitant, incredible amount of money that's debasing the crap out of the currency. Anyway, today's episode is sponsored by Change Angel, non-custodial swap exchange for social good. Stop depositing on exchanges. No more Binance. No more. Even Bittrex. Old school Bittrex. Nothing wrong with that. But still, Poloniac. Who are the Poloniacs and Tron? Yeah. Okay. Stop depositing on exchanges. Send your crypto. Get what you want in return. That's the way to do things nowadays. Let's pop it over to the main screen. So Bitcoin's been on fire this morning. Let's pull up this particular thread. And let's take a look at the chart. Oh, all right. I thought this was going to be a breakout, but it's gonna. Come on, this is a sim triangle coming off bullish momentum, bullish break. If the bullish break, even this little guy was a little sim triangle. I mean, just the bullishness of the markets are incredible. And what's most fascinating really is this. Go over to the news. Where we have a counter. Contrarian price action. 122.91 down on the Dow. Nasdaq is inching up a little bit, but crypto is bullish. I mean, come on, You got what was it 300 points, almost 300 points to the upside on Bitcoin on a day when the legacy financial markets are down. This is contrarian price action. The correlation is not there. It's not behaving in a correlated way. That's just the bottom line. Yes. Yes. I remember asking you about Harvest. Yes, you did. I'm glad I didn't put it in the end. Did I withdraw from Curve? So there's no issues with Curve. Curve is cool. So I mean, Curve is hot today, by the way. 22% to the, was it 14 change percent to the upside for the day so far? But it was 16%, 16.72. This thing was up in the 20s at one point, 22%. So Curve is ripping to the upside. There's incentive now to lock and hold Curve. The odds are, hopefully there's a bottom. And this is the first breakout. If you go back and you zoom out, this is, I mean, look at it. Look at those green candles. This is really the first really big. I mean, then again, he did have a breakout down here, but this is bigger. This is a much bigger breakout. All right, fine. I guess this was a breakout over here. This is a large breakout. That's 2,900 to 4,500. All right, that's a little bit bigger. All right, so there's been a couple of breakouts in its short and Curve's short history, but I'm more bullish about Curve than ever. I want recurring revenue streams. I started my YouTube channel a couple months back, and the real theme that I hit home on was recurring revenue streams, APY, yield, because you're not going to get yield in the legacy financial system. It's just not going to happen. You're going to take on too much risk. You're going to put money into REITs. You're sure not going to put money into bonds and treasuries expecting yield. You can put money into REITs. That's an equity. And what happens if the equities market gets crushed or if there's a systemic instability in the legacy financial system, which so many people that are smarter than me talk about on a daily basis. So I'm not going to put a large portion of my assets into that. I'm extremely defensive. I am risk off. God damn it. I want yield. I want minimized risk. I want hedges against instability in traditional fiat markets and equities markets. I don't want to deal with any of that. I don't want any of that garbage. I'm in a strange age. I'm 37, as I've said. I'm old enough to have grown up when the VCR first came out, and I'm young enough to be into crypto and oh man, I remember Magic the Gathering and NFTs and Gods Unchained nowadays, and I know that this is not only the future, this tech, and then this really goes into the topic of today: how to have strong hands, how to long freedom. Um, you know, the truth is, in 10 years' time, it's not an if, it's a when, and just having exposure to a couple of assets now, in 10 years' time, you're set. You're going to be set. If you had assets in the legacy financial system 10 years ago, like if you had Tesla 10 years ago, so could you imagine the price appreciation for an asset that's going to act contrarian to fiat currency debasement in an age where literally the national political policy is to intentionally debase their fiat currency? Literally the mandate of the Fed is 2+% CPI inflation, and you get the Chapwood index, and it's really 10%. So this I don't want to hold dollars. I want to minimize my exposure to equities, albeit there is the potential that equities can outperform what? The debasement of the currency. Literally, that's all I want to do. All I want to do is outperform the debasement of the currency. Absolutely incredible, and actually sad at the same time. So that's how I have the strongest hands in the world. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. I know what things were like 10 years ago, therefore things will be a certain way in 10 years' time, and they'll probably be more exacerbated than the difference between 10 years ago and today. 10 years from today will be more, there's more volatility, and there's more potential for significant change between now and 10 years from now. Rickon says, keep doing what you're doing, mate. The world needs to get informed. I hope so, because most people live only knowing about fiat. And what kind of life is that? Where you go to work, and here's the vast majority of the general public go to work, they get a paycheck, they put it in a bank account. A lot of people don't even have bank accounts. They go to a payday lender, they get loans on their paychecks, they get or they never even see, or they don't have a bank account, they go to check cashing places. So literally, you get paid, let's say, some people get paid $1,000 a month, which is relatively minimum wage, $8, $9 an hour probably, give or take. And you're given 33% of it to the government. And here's the interesting thing that I've mentioned a couple of times. People are so complacent with the government taking their money, and the only reason they're complacent about it is because they've never seen it, and that's withholdings, tax withholdings. If at the end of the year you had to hold on to 33% of your income and send a check to the government, they would never work. The IRS, it would never work. We would have riots in the streets, people making 50 grand a year, and at the end of every single year expected to send the government a check for $15,000. Oh, that's funny. Nobody would do that. There'd be riots in the streets if there wasn't tax withholdings. The only reason taxes are accepted at the income tax is because people never even see it. And that is just unfortunate. That means people got to be angry. People should be angry. That is something to be damn angry at. It's just ridiculous, and it shouldn't be complacent about such a reality. Bottom line. Scripps in the house. What's up? Is Cosmos a good hold? Hell yeah. Cosmos is polka dot has a polka dot feel to it as an ecosystem of blockchains that have superior functionality to at least the current iteration of Ethereum. Ethereum's like the Bitcoin of the smart contract world. It's not going to be disrupted because it was the first, but it doesn't mean it has the best technology. Polkadot and Substrate blockchains are far superior conceptually and technologically to Ethereum. Doesn't mean Ethereum's going to be displaced, but Polkadot's crazy, and literally Cosmos, IrisNet is part of the BSN, and the BSN is China's national blockchain initiative. National, as in the U.S. is doing jack shit, and China, the entire country, at the government level, has said blockchain is the future. All you gotta do is look up the BSN on Twitter and just 5 minutes of reading, you're going to be like, yeah, the U.S. is pretty much falling behind by years, and China is blazing ahead, and we're not keeping up at all. And we should all be screaming at our Congress people that the BSN is doing what they're doing, and the U.S. has literally nothing to say for itself as compared to the BSN. So Cosmos, my man, is a big part of the BSN. vis-a-vis IrisNet and IRITA, and this is a very big business solution that the BSN is offering, and IrisNet in many regards is an interop solution for the BSN, particularly because of its capacity to interop with other Cosmos hubs, which are basically blockchains, part of the Cosmos blockchain ecosystem, and between Ren and Ren VM and other bridges, Cosmos is going to be minting on Ethereum, and Ethereum is going to be minting on Cosmos and Polkadot and probably Elrond, and I don't know where Cardano is if they ever create smart contracts this century. Let's see if they even develop a developer ecosystem, because Polkadot and Cosmos are on fire with development activity. And, by the time Cosmos even gets smart contracts, it's going to be Tezos. It's going to be EOS. There's going to be no developer activity because all the activity is on Ethereum, Polkadot, and Cosmos. At least that's what I see. And plenty of folks will plenty of folks will tell me, yeah, you'll see. You'll see. I'm like, all right, good, I'll see. And when they have $1 billion TVL and 50 really serious projects and interop solutions, okay, then I'll take a position. As of right now, I don't give a shit about a speculation that Cosmos is going to be the next big thing. Cardano is going to be the next big smart contract. I don't care. I don't speculate. I go by what is today. And Cosmos is on fire. The Cosmos hubs, Kava, Band, IrisNet, Atom, they're on fire. Polkadot and the Substrate blockchains are on fire. And there's not a dollar locked on Cardano, and there's zero developer activity because there is no smart contract platform for any developer activity. So always invest. My recommendation is always invest based on what is, not what you hope to be the case, and stop speculating, because excessive speculation is degenerate gambling, where you don't care how much you lose. You just not. And I always will advocate to protect your damn gains. You work too damn hard for your shit. Yeah, you benefited from that exploit. Curve got a huge amount of transaction fees. That was absolutely ridiculous. Dave says, any comment on Stephen Van Meter thesis of banks contracting lending to crash the market? I don't know if they're going to do it intentionally, but they're just doing it because there's too much risk. The general public doesn't have money. There's millions of people that are not paying their rent, their mortgage, their anything. And sure as hell, the banks aren't going to lend them money. So the banks not lending money is very much consistent with a decreasing M2 velocity. So, and that's probably one of the biggest telltale signs of what's to come with the financial system is the M2 money supply versus the M2 velocity chart. M2 money supply is through the roof, trillions, and M2 velocity is zero. It's basically a collapse of the entire financial system. And that's what no one talks about. No one talks about the fact, I mean, velocity is everything. Velocity is churn of money. It's the movement of money. It's the speed and velocity of money. And I equate really velocity with the system. So if velocity is collapsed, imploded, the system is imploded. The entire economy is decimated. And you literally just have to look at the data. That's it. It's all running on adrenaline. It's like it's like you know what the economy is like a runner that hasn't that's ran 100 miles, has had no water and no food for like 100 miles, is about to have a heart attack and be dehydrated and drop dead, and bam comes a doctor, adrenaline to the heart. That's what's going on with the economy, and that's what the $6 trillion print was. They just freaking jacked it up with a shitload of adrenaline, but this thing's about to drop dead, folks. It's about to have a heart attack, the economy. Oh my God. Yeah, so Stelios VE curve APY 275. Ooh, that's a heck of a percent. Oh my goodness. What has pushed it up? Oh yeah, the Harvest Finance hack, all that value, all that exploited. So I got it on both ends. I got it on the curve. I got a huge amount of yield, and I also got a huge amount of yield from the Ren VMs, the dark nodes, when they extracted the money to Bitcoin. Absolutely incredible, disturbing. Harvest Finance, Pickle Finance, Seal Finance. What's the matter with you people? Stop it, people! Stop it! These degenerate gamblers. The DeFi insanity ended in September. Stop it! Stop gambling and stop taking excessive risk. And look, if you had your money in Bitcoin, you're up 30%. Oh, you made all those gains over May, June, July, August, hundreds of percent gains. You took your profits into Bitcoin, and then you're up another 30% on hundreds of percent worth of profits. Now Bitcoin's going to rip, and in a month or two or three, when Bitcoin starts rip, Ethereum's going to rip, and then the altcoins are going to rip, the UTXOs are going to rip, old school UTXOs, Syscoin, StakeNet, BlockNet, Digibyte. Um, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, I think Alquo is a sleeper. It's going to come out of left field at some point. That's a UTXO asset, and they're, Jared from BlockNet's talking about I believe he was talking about either Polkadot substrate or Cosmos type of development. I don't have it. Um, so let's take a look at what's going on in the stream. Dave says Stelios, people seeing the fees and the curve. That's right. That's right. Well, Michael, what's up? What's up? Igor says Noah. Most people don't even know what fiat means. All right. So I can't argue with that, and I that's why I talk, and that's why I do what I do because I don't I feel bad because fiat is toxic. It's bad, and it's wrong. It is wrong what the government does to its citizens. Fiat is a means of control. They encourage debt by having how many people know someone that got a mortgage this year at like 2%, 2.5% with 2% down, those FHA loans, they get a $250,000 loan and they're putting down like 20 grand. They owe $230,000 over the next 30 years of their life. And that's not fair. And the reason, it's because of these low interest rates. If somebody was going to pay 10% interest on that loan, they're never going to get that mortgage. So it's just wrong. I think the low interest rates is an exploitation. It's a means of control because once you get a person indebted, they are forced to work. They are indoctrinated into the system and cannot operate without it. They must execute within the confines, the barriers, the paradigm in order to fulfill their debt obligations. And that just to me sounds abusive. It sounds philosophically disturbing that a person's going to exist like that. So, man, what a tangent, Igor. You're getting me on the fiat. And, I'm sorry that so many people listen to me and find other people. Find the people that talk like Stephen Van Meter and Raul and Brent and Lynn and all the smart people and Santiago Velez and the smart people that know how to talk about these things. And please learn and listen because you're being taken advantage of. If you know just dollars, if you know just fiat, they are abusing you philosophically. They're taking advantage of you. That's what I believe. Fiat is a car. General, but I like it. That's right, Dave. Jay Young, what's up? Michael, Angelos, how high can Digibyte go? It's speculative. There's no way to know at all. I do not. So here's the way I operate. I have a speculative position in Digibyte for years at this point. I do not expect Digibyte to go up or down. The chart is neither bullish nor bearish. It was bullish at the beginning of the year. Um, there is we can talk about the fundamental analysis and the technical properties of the platform. That those are completely mutually exclusive with the potential price action. There is absolutely no current reason for the price to go up. Zero. So do not go all in. Do not spread too thin. You need to be uh, cautious and considerate of position sizing. Digibyte from a financial perspective, I'm not a financial manager, but I feel very comfortable saying Digibyte should not be the vast majority of anyone's portfolio, that it would be maximum risk, and I can only comfortably advocate for minimum risk and maximum gains, hopefully a recurring revenue stream, because by doing that, I'm encouraging healthy financial activity. I'm discouraging speculative activity, which is high risk, and risk involves the potential for loss. And I don't want that for anyone. You work too hard for your money, so stop taking risk. If Digibyte becomes an incredible component of the financial system around the planet, if you have 10,000 Digibyte, you're going to do very well. Digibyte goes to $10, 10,000 Digibyte, you got 100 grand. That's a big deal. 100 grand's a big deal. Stop stop trying to turn $100 into $1,000,000. That's the biggest fallacy that experienced investors are trying to do. That's not what investing is about. Investing is about sound financial choices and decisions, proper risk management, proper 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 strategy. We all have to work. Even I work very much. I'm going back to work the second I get off this call, and I'm collecting funds and I'm doing things strategically and I'm trying to make the best decisions possible. So stop trying to gamble. I mean, if you're going to put all your money into a financial asset or a crypto asset, you might as well go to a casino. You might as well roll some dice. And so that's not what I could ever feel comfortable recommending. So stop gambling. Stop gambling. So Digibyte could go high, it could go very high. It could go to $1, $10, $100. I don't know. If Bitcoin is a $20 trillion market, why can't Digibyte be $100 billion? $100 billion is probably it's a very large market. And it'll be a very large market cap. So Bitcoin goes to $20 trillion market. There's no reason Digibyte can't be $100 billion market. Come on, but this is that's not where you want to. That's not how you invest. That's not how you invest, ladies and gentlemen. That is extremely speculative talk. I didn't want to talk about Bitcoin being a $20 trillion market because that's not today. That's not what it is. What is today? Let's take a look at what is today. Shit looks like fire. Woo! Damn, 13,584 with the rip to the upside. Look at that gorgeous chart. Look at it go. Ow! Woo! Go! Not bad. I still got it. Wow. Wow. Oh my God. So check this out, guys. I mean, Bitcoin is about the rip, guys. Stop gambling. I know we love our altcoins. But this is just crazy. Do you have any idea what's going to happen and how Bitcoin fits into the global financial system? What Michael Saylor is talking about and what Raul's talking about with a pristine collateral asset. It's not that something's better than Bitcoin. Digibyte is better than Bitcoin. It's better technology. But that doesn't mean Bitcoin isn't Bitcoin. It was the first, and that's meaningful. And it is what it is. This asset called Bitcoin is going to change the world. There's a pristine collateral asset. It's on the verge of every corporation on the planet wanting it as their treasury, as a vehicle for holding value in their treasury, because nothing else will hold value like Bitcoin, because even gold is going to has a higher inflation rate inevitably, and the inflation rate of gold is going to increase as new mines come online. The inflation rate of Bitcoin will never increase. The inflation rate of Bitcoin will only decrease over time. It is a decaying inflationary asset. Look at that, 13,600. This thing's ripping. You guys have any idea if you took hundreds of percent gains from DeFi season this year and you rolled it into Bitcoin? This shit's about to change your life, guys. This is absolutely incredible. Let's pop it out to the daily. This green line up here is the last line of resistance. And then this thing is going back to 2018 highs. Do you see this? So I know you guys are excited about the altcoins because they're cheaper. But that's not where the fire is right now. The fire is in this. The fire is in this reality. Do you understand what the equities markets are down today, and Bitcoin is ripping? That is a decoupling of the price action. The narrative has changed, and I smelled this the other day, and this is just further confirmation of the price action, just decoupling. Man. 13,600. Absolutely. I don't. How the hell am I going to work today? I'm just glued to this. This is absolutely shocking. If this breaks through this green line, man, this is going to be fireworks this year. Absolute fireworks. Look, this is all you got. You got the green line, and you got some chop here, some relatively trivial bearish action dating back years, and then you got this meaningful top. There's a meaningful resistance at $17,000. The supply disruption is real and the demand is real. This asset is going to change the planet. Economy as a runner metaphor is really good, right, Dave? Right? Got some adrenaline. Oh, yeah, another 10 miles. Oh, heart attack. That's right, Dave. Stops in the house. Always a pleasure. Jay Young, yes, I do hold equities. I hold commodities. I hold miners, battery metals miners, lithium, cobalt, nickel, and graphite miners that I've held for years. Relatively small position of my overall portfolio. The larger equities positions I hold are gold miners, gold streamers, silver miners, silver streamers. Wheat and precious metals, Newmont, Franco-Nevada, Barrick Gold. Basically that. Those boys, the big boys. I don't go for the juniors or the speculative gold mining plays. I'm more, if I'm going to speculate, I'm going to speculate in the future of the financial industry, which is the crypto space. But gold's a big deal. So yes, Jay, I do hold my stocks. Michelangelo's a great answer. Yes, my man, always happy to help. SB, what is the link to the cost of living website you talked about? Yeah, man, Chapwood Index. You are getting decimated. If you are saving dollars, you are holding dollars. If you are taking dollars out of your paycheck to save for college or save for your kids' college fund or save anything that's supposed to be multi-year, you are making the wrong choice. I got into a fight with my wife about this because she's saving a couple bucks a month for our girls. I'm like, no, because the girls, what, in 10 years? In 10 years' time, it's going to be 90% loss of value. You're losing around 10% of value per year. You're losing your money. You're making the wrong choice if you're attempting to accumulate dollars. The You need to accumulate anything but dollars. Accumulate, well, maybe not Pokemon cards because that shit's a big bubble right now, but accumulate anything other than dollars. Anything. And you're going to do better financially in the future. That's the bottom line. Uh, no, yeah, it's almost over, Nathan, but it's good to see you, my man. James, Bitcoin's going up. Woo, woo. I'm going to run out of this room the second oh my God, 13,650. When I get off this stream, I'm going to run out of the room, and my mother-in-law and my wife are going to be like, what's going on? I'll be like, ah. Oh, Jay Young, my man, I'm happy to help. Listen, 12 o'clock on a Tuesday. October 27th. It is always a pleasure. I'm going to keep on Twitter today. I'm going to keep the Bitcoin charts going because this is just incredible. Bitcoin, risk off, everyone. Stop gambling, position sizing, diversify your portfolio. Never go all in, never spread too thin. Stop gambling and try and make smart decisions. No more FOMO. No more FOMO. No more FOMO. NOMOFOMO. Hashtag no more FOMO. So, if you are excited about a trade, if you're like, ooh, this is a new asset, and it's like a initial coin offering, and you're excited about it, yeah, boom, cut it off. Cut it off. That's some serious FOMO action going on. That's it. So thank you, everyone. Smack those thumbs up. Tell everyone to subscribe. Post Twitter posts if you guys don't mind. Say to subscribe to the channel. Let's get this thing over 1,000. I'd really love that. And I appreciate every one of you. I wish you all a wonderful day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.